Welcome to Daily Victory. I'm so excited today to be with you. And we have been discussing all month, this month, the month of October, harvest. And today I want to come from just a little bit of a different perspective about the harvest of your words that you speak and how you actually get a harvest, or you are able to plant a field from the fruit of your lips. And the things that you speak will come back to you, and you will see the results of it. And this has been in my heart since Saturday, because I had an experience that happened to me that kind of shook me up a little bit. I was at my grandson and my granddaughter's homecoming picture taking event. We went to take pictures at this park and for the homecoming. And so when we got there, a lot of my grandchildren's friends were there, and they're friends that come over to our house all the time. They always have a lot of friends over. And so there's a young man that comes over to see my grandson, and he's just the sweetest, and he is so polite. And I've made several comments to my husband about him and said, he is the nicest guy. He's so thoughtful. He never leaves our house unless he comes down and finds me and thanks me for allowing him to come over. And he's always so quiet and so respectful. So when I got to the picture taking event, he was there along with his mother and his grandmother. And so I went over to them. I had never met the grandmother. I met the mother one time when she dropped him off. And I went over and I said, "Oh my goodness, your son is so awesome." I said, "We just love having him at our house. He's so respectful. He's so polite." And so the grandmother said, "Oh, really? Well, he's a," and she called him a name that it starts with an A. I'm not going to say it, but it's not a nice name at all. And then the mother said, "Yeah, he's only good when he's sleeping or when he's over at somebody else's house." And I was so taken back, I didn't hardly know what to say. And I said, "Well, he's been the most polite child that we've ever had in our home. We just love him." And they spoke so horrible about him that it really, honestly, it grieved my spirit. And when I left from there, I was still grieved, and I kept thinking about it and thinking about it and thinking, how could a mother and a grandmother talk about their child like this when obviously something goes right in his life, because I've never seen any of that out of him when he's at our house. And I know kids always act different when they're at a neighbor's house or a friend's house, but to speak that over your child and call your child such a horrible name. And so that started really birthing this word in my spirit, because I started thinking about, in the Word of God, all the scriptures that tell us about the harvest of our words. In John 6:63 it says, "It is the Spirit that quickeneth, the flesh profiteth nothing. The words that I speak unto you, they are spirit and they are life." This is what Jesus said, that when he speaks words, they're spirit and they're life, which means you can create life by the words that you speak. The Word of God also says, and this is a very familiar one to most of us, Proverbs 18:21, "Death and life are in the power of the tongue, and those who love it will eat its fruits." So see, there's a harvest, there's fruit in what you speak. Do you realize the power there is in your tongue? Do you realize what you can do with just the words that come out of your mouth? How powerful our words are, and especially words that we speak over others or over a situation in our lives, how powerful those words are. The Word of God says a word fitly spoken is like apples of gold and pitchers of silver. And I know you've experienced it also, that when, say, you go into a room and the atmosphere is very tense and maybe full of strife, and you begin to speak words of encouragement and words that bring life, and the entire atmosphere of that room will begin to shift. The entire atmosphere will change just because you came in and you begin to speak life. You could have contributed to what was going on by speaking words of strife or words of contention, but when you go in, you actually command that atmosphere because of what comes out of your mouth. It's so powerful. I've watched it happen. I've seen countenances that lifted and attitudes that changed, and a room become full of peace just by the words that I spoke. And I've also seen the atmosphere dampen and things go down that shouldn't have because of maybe something I spoke out of my mouth. The Word of God says, do not let any unwholesome words come out of your mouth, but only that which will edify. Can you imagine the harvest that we would receive if the only thing that ever came out of our mouth was words that edify and words that lift up another person? What a harvest that we could receive if we made a point of saying, wait, does this edify or does this tear down? If this word edifies, I'm going to speak it. If it's going to tear down, I'm not going to speak it. I will just keep that to myself and pray about it. But I'm not going to speak any words that don't edify the environment, the atmosphere, the person that I'm speaking to. Nothing's going to come out of my mouth except that which is going to edify the whole atmosphere. You will begin to see that the fruit of your lips are creating a harvest for you that's a good harvest. It's a plentiful harvest. It's a harvest that keeps on giving. It's a harvest that keeps giving life. And because this happened on Saturday about this young man, I begin to think of words that we speak over family members, words that we speak over friends, loved ones, and even words that we speak over our children, and how the words can create life or create death. And I thought about words instead of saying, and now these are words that we should not say because they don't edify. If we say, you're a bad child, you're such a bad child, you can even feel in the atmosphere how that settles down in the atmosphere. And can you imagine what it does to the spirit of a child when you speak something like that over them? Or, what is wrong with you? Now, I've said that before, and I've had to correct myself. Why did you do that? What is wrong with you? Or speaking, what is your big problem? See how the words, even when I speak them, you can just feel, oh my gosh, the tense atmosphere and what's going on because of me saying that. What about, you drive me crazy? Or you are so annoying. Stop being so annoying. Or never, that word never. You never clean your room. You never say anything nice. You always have an attitude. What's wrong with you? Why can't you have a better attitude? Why can't you ever smile? You never smile. Just the term never, like that means never, like not ever. Never creates just a negative environment. And the Word of God teaches us we have power with our words. We have power to change lives. We have power to change the course of someone's pathway, atmosphere, and environments by the words that we speak. Now, I'm going to ask you today, if you would like to donate to Daily Victory, that you can donate by going to JesusExperience.com, or you can text donate to 302-324-5400. Also, right after Daily Victory, we're going on a live call. And on this call, when you call this number, you'll be able to share with other believers. You'll be able to talk about maybe the topic that we're discussing today. And you can just really share your thoughts and what God has spoken to you. If you call 302-561-6767, or if you're in Canada, 709-500-6767. We look forward to talking to you. And lastly, please share this Daily Victory on the platform of your choice, either your Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, whatever it is that you use, Twitter. Share it so that others can receive the word. God bless you today.